Welcome to Sunday Morning Quarterback Season 4, baby!
Power. 1, 2,
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
And
Let's
then
go, man.
year 4 of a 3-year rebuild on Sunday Morning Quarterback.
Number of challenges.
Welcome to Sunday Morning Quarterback with Jay Stockwell and Bob Brady.
I'm Jay Stockwell, Commander of the American Navy.
I'm Bob Frady.
And this is George Stockwell reporting from Syracuse, New York.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
We've
Yes,
had
there-
we've
there-
had some changes. Jay, why don't you roll through those changes?
All right, there's been some movement on the team here for Sunday Morning Quarterback. By the way, I just want to thank the fans before I do anything else. I had 2 fan moments this year. I was in France at a conference, and some guy grabbed me by the arm and said, "You're Jay Stockwell. You're from Sunday Morning Quarterback, Nebraska edition." And it was a guy from Nebraska, from the CEO of a company at the Cannes Lions Festival of Creativity. Also in sometime in the winter, I was in Edina walking through the Galleria, and another guy grabbed me by the arm and said, "Hey, you're Jay Stock. Our fans are out there. We have fans, Bob Frady. We actually have fans." I can't.
You know what?
believe it.
As far as I'm concerned, you made that stuff up because I've never had anybody. They're like, no, I have no idea who you are, and why are you in Nebraska?
These are facts. These are facts. These things.
Okay.
Much easier target, bigger guy, easier to notice than Bob. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So
And so I'm really happy to report we are reconstituted this year, but from different locations. The commander and Mrs. Stockwell and family have moved to Nashville. So here I am. In so many ways, you have no idea. In so many ways, I maybe we can get into it at some point later in the pod, but this has exceeded every expectation of my life. We actually delayed production of the pod today by 15 minutes so I could float the pool with Mrs. Stockwell for 15 minutes.
floating in the pool with Mrs. Stockwell. Bob Frady, can you wait 15 minutes for me to dry off?
So there we go. And young George has matriculated to Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York.
I am already wearing sweatshirts outside, guys. It is cold up here. It is cold. It is cold. But guys, I'm still bleeding red. I'm still a diehard Nebraska fan, so there's nothing to worry about. So I'm here for the
And what
ride.
about you?
Let's go.
What about you, Bob Frady?
I'm stuck in Edina, Minnesota.
Bob Frady, what if I like when we met 21 years ago at a comedy club in Southern California? That was more than that. It's like 25 years ago. If I'd have said, "Hey, Bob Frady, if you work with me, you can end up in Edina, Minnesota, and I'll live in Nashville."
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm gonna be your best friend, and I'm gonna leave, and then I'm gonna recruit you to the place that I left to, and then I'm gonna leave you again. So, no, I'm not mad.
Anyway, but we are back together. And I thought one of the interesting things of the first week of this new situation is that George was called over to the, what do they call it? The JMA Dome now, George? Is that right? The JMA?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he was called over to the JMA Dome where the freshman class, and George got to meet Fran Brown last night, yesterday afternoon, the head coach of the Syracuse Orangemen. What's interesting about that for Nebraska fans is he was Matt Rhule's player at Western Carolina and his lead assistant coach at Temple. So, what's that? You're on mute, George. You got to be
I didn't
careful
even say a word about the Nebraska connection. I didn't know that he was under Matt Rhule at some point, which stinks. But
Yeah.
It was super cool to meet him, great guy, and a lot of hope for Syracuse this year. We're not going to get into that, but a lot of
How
hope.
has he done? How has he done against top 25 teams?
He beat Miami 2 years ago as the 6th team, and they went 10-3. So he seems to be doing a lot better than his colleague over here in Nebraska, which you're definitely going to.
There you go.
So, we got to really work on your connection, George. It's bad, but we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, we'll do fine this episode.
So Bob Frady, you're holding the bag there in Minnesota for us. Thank you for that. Anything else to say?
Winter
You are
is
just
coming.
ripping it. You are ripping into Uncle Bob here, man. This is terrible.
Winter
terrible.
is coming. I woke up this morning. It was like 60 degrees. I'm like, oh, winter's coming. But
Well,
it is beautiful. It's a beautiful day, and I'm on the right side of the dirt. And I'm back for season 4.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And let me just say about Nashville. Well, just look behind me. Everything exceeds expectations.
Let's talk about Nebraska football and stop talking about all the really cool things that are going on here. We're here talking about football.
All right, so I'll let you guys go first, Bob. Freddie, I mean, this is the preseason pod. We'll go through every game. There's a lot that's transpired. We're gonna have next week for the preseason or for the pregame for, I think it's Ohio. We're gonna have Adam Carricker on. Well, what's your take, man? Where are we in this process?
I think that there's 2 things I've noticed. Number one is the coaching staff is real quiet this year, which I think is good. I think it's a little bit more focus on football. There's 3 things, actually. That's number one. Number 2, I've always thought this team could be in better shape. That's why you lose second half leads, is because you're not in good shape. And there seems to be a huge emphasis on strength and conditioning this year in a way that there wasn't in the past. And the third is that they're older. They're bigger, they're older, and hopefully they're a little meaner than what they've been in the past. So
You were the Big Ten last year. I agree with you 100%.
While my unbridled optimism of year 3 will not return for year 4, I do think that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I don't think it's a freight train coming at us.
All right, guys, I think I got the audio figured out, if this sounds all right. My phone was my audio speaker, and I was speaking out of my phone, which was in my pocket, if this sounds okay, unless it's all...
You sound
I took a look at my phone, and it said it was working as my microphone for this. So I hope this sounds better to all of the listeners.
It's way better.
We were working on this.
I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to listen to what was going on down in your pants. So good that you move it up north.
That's a YouTube
And
show right
it's been a lot in the past just 3 days, Bob. Pretty good.
You're not supposed to say that out loud, man.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
No. I agree with Uncle Bob. I think there's a lot to look forward to in terms of a new slate. We have a new defensive coordinator in Rob Orich. I think that's how you pronounce it. A lot of guys from UNLV. Some new parts on offense. I mean, Anthony Calandria, new quarterback. How about that? I mean, what's our 5th new quarterback in the last 5 years? So that's something to look forward to. But I agree with Uncle Bob. I like how quiet it is this year. There's not a ton of hype behind us. And I mean, I don't think we're going to be insanely good, but we shouldn't be hyping ourselves up to go 6-6. So that's I agree with Uncle Bob. It's going to be an interesting year for sure. What do you think, Commander? Let us know.
Here's the thing. This is the thing I'm realizing. So Matt Rhule has only in his D1 coaching ever beaten 2 ranked teams, East Carolina and Navy, when he was at Temple. And since he's been to Nebraska, he's 19-19. This guy is a 500 coach. Okay. So this is the reality of what we have at Nebraska in Matt Rhule. And the question is what they have done this year and in the offseason enough to break out. And I'm just not sure it is. Now, hopefully...
Well, hold on a second. You're being real unfair to Coach Rhule.
Okay.
Because here's what happened. The game completely changed where if you're a recruit and development guy, you're no longer relevant to the college game because it's all about checks and how much you can pay for the right team. And Kurt Signetti got that right away. He's like, I'm gonna buy a great team. Now you still have to pick the right players. You got to pay the right amount of money. But if you're a stash and develop guy, you're history. So what Matt Rhule is trying to do is akin from being in sales to going to being in marketing, or the other way around, being in marketing to going into sales. It's a rough transition. Now, I think that's shown.
It transitions faster than others, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this will be his make or break year. He's got a new contract, so he's gonna be with us for a while. But I also think that this is the year we'll figure out whether he's adapted to the new reality of the marketplace.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I agree. But what's amazing to me, this guy's getting paid in over multi-year period, $90 million, and it's middle of the road. I mean, it's wild how well you can live as a college football coach with the results that he had.
Well,
This guy needs some numbers. Okay,
let's be honest though. I mean, 5-2 we run into USC. Dylan Riley gets hurt. I'm not saying we would have been a 9-3 or 10-2 team, but I mean, we had a tough last bit of the season with TJ Lateef as the quarterback. So, look, we're gonna see how
Fair
it is.
point.
We're gonna see how it is with Calandria. A lot of changes on the O-line. We've got a LSU transfer. We've got Justin Evans coming back, who's a second-team All-American preseason. I mean, we it seems like we have the guys there. Quasi Gilmer, 6 touchdowns at UCLA last year, and Isaiah Hunter's coming back real fast, guy. So, and Ja'Cory Barney. I mean, you look at the roster, and it's really not a bad roster at all. The defense looks good. We have Williams Nowari coming back, former 5-star composite player. Owen Champ.
that guy's
He's going to be
That
good.
guy's a
I
player.
think this is his breakout year, man. This is what a lot of people are saying. We got Owen Chambliss coming over with Rob Orich. I think he's going to be a really good player. And Phil Steele had Nebraska's secondary in his top 15. I mean, the pieces are there. It's up to the coaches this year. We talked too much about the players last year. We didn't talk enough about the coaching struggles. I think what it needs. We have the players. Let's be honest. It's the coaches.
So what you're suggesting is that the coaching staff has been massively upgraded over the past year.
The players this year are at a really good spot. That we have had upgrades at coaching staff, but we don't know what these guys can do. I mean, we've seen Matt Rhule, average coach, but it's up to the coaching staff. The players are there. They are the problem, is what I'm saying.
Okay, let's drill down into a room. Let's look at the running back room. So let me throw some names: Isaiah Mosey, Mekhi Nelson, Jamal Rhule,
Quentin Ives.
Quentin Ives. What does that room look like for us? Who's going to break out?
It's young. I think that's going to be one of the rooms that really struggles this year. Or underplays compared to the rest. I mean, Isaiah Mosey, not a bad guy. We saw him play a decent amount last year, so it shouldn't be terrible. But I mean, it's not going to be our best part. But you got to bring Calandria into that. That guy's a dual threat quarterback, Adrian Martinez type of guy. You know what I mean? So I think that the running backs aren't going to be the only guys doing a lot of running. I think we're going to have a little bit of option play, a little bit of scramble out of the pocket. So I think that Calandria comes into that running room, if you get what I'm saying.
Bob, offensive line seems to be upgraded and has spent the winter in the weight room. Do you agree with that?
And the coaching has been upgraded on the offensive line. Raiola is out. Keep Wade is in. And he's an excellent recruiter, and B, seems to know what it takes to put together a good offensive line. So I'm thinking the reason why I'm even at all hopeful for the season is because of the improved offensive line. If you look, I mean, what Emmett Johnson did last year was amazing. You know, if he had this offensive line last year, he'd probably run for 2,000 yards rather than 1,200 yards. I think that, and
he's off to a great start with the Chiefs in preseason.
By the way, I think that you're sleeping a little bit on Jamal Rhule, freshman running back from North Carolina. I think that he might have a chance to be something special for the team. Don't know why, but I got to make a little outside prediction about why. And I'm going to say Jamal Rhule by the end of the season will be the lead running back, barring injury.
It's interesting take. I don't know much about him, so that's a unique take. But I mean, I actually disagree with you a little bit on your stance that we have a way better O-line than last year. I mean, it's not too much. I mean, Elijah Pritchett's still there, who was okay last year, but then we have a few question marks. Brendan Black didn't really play that much last year. He was just kind of on the bench, and then Trey Balabade, he's from South Carolina, new transfer. Tree, my bad, that's his first name. And then the other guy from LSU, Paul Menbuga, I think is how you say it. Apologize if I get that wrong. But so I think there's going to be a lot of question marks. Mubenga, apologize, but a lot of question marks. I think that it could be good, but mean, I don't really know. I don't have much to say about the O-line. It's just going to be nil.
Brendan Black going over from Iowa State
Yeah.
too is a good ad.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just way optimistic on the trenches this year.
Justin Evans, preseason All-American.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot. Babalade, to your point.
Yeah.
Brendan,
So
Paul Mabunga. Yeah, so
a lot of new names to pronounce.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
it's always tough.
now, so let's shift to the defense for a second. I love the mantra of Rob Orich. Okay, simple, fast, violent is what he says. Owen Chambliss came over from SDSU, key linebacker position. Pass rush and defense seem to be good. They're going to be running a 4-front this year. What do you guys think about the defense?
I'm a little bit worried about the front four. I mean, it seems like we have decent edge rushers in Cam Lenhart, who I think had a worse season last year than he did his sophomore year. But he's a senior now, so he should be decent. And then Williams Nowari, who I think should be good, but Riley Van Poppel in the middle, I mean, that's not that much, guys. I think that's going to be one of our struggling points.
I do think that the success of the defensive line is predicated upon the success of the backfield, the defensive backs in terms of getting to the passer. Run defense is a different story, but I think that the line will be even better this year than last year because of a better scheme. Didn't like John Butler's schemes very much. It seems like the team got gashed in the run game when they just couldn't do anything to stop it, which is a scheme problem as much as anything else. So, plus if you move from the Harvard on Route 8 out to Nebraska, you're gonna get an interesting coaching change. So, will the weather play a big difference in the way that we're able to play defense? We'll find out. I'm hopeful, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I am not optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
What about special teams? What are you seeing? I love our punter. The kid can kick both feet, throw both ways, like all of it. So I like the punting, but I don't know much about the kicking game this year. What are you hearing?
Kyle Kananen came over from Cal.
Okay.
So, who knows?
I am excited to see Ja'Cory Martin returning kicks, though, man. I love that.
And Hole is still there.
Yeah.
So I think that they'll be
should be all right.
Okay.
Should be all right. I don't think it's gonna be a big hole.
No, I think that it's hard to say, exactly what's going to happen because the sum has to be greater than the parts, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm still a Tom Osborne disciple when it comes to playing in Memorial Stadium late in the season where it's windy. And what happens when you can't throw the ball? You got to run the ball. And what happens when you can't stop the run? Well, you're going to lose. So can they stop the run is the big question. And can they adapt their offense to the ever-present wind in Nebraska? And I don't understand. I thought this was part of the big problem with our quarterbacking in the past is you keep wanting to throw these long bombs, and it's great when the wind's not blowing, but late in the season, man, that ain't going to fly. You got to have a quicker hitting offense. So to me, I think the jury's out on our offensive coordinator. Haven't been a big fan. He says the tight end room isn't very good or hasn't played up to its capability. Like, well, you don't have an offense that's built for tight ends. So, you kind of get what you get. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. But hopefully, listen, you don't make all this money just to sit there with your thumb up your keister and
There you go. There you
go. Good save there. Good save.
Yeah, it's like
keister. That's a good word.
Yeah, it's like you got to walk down the street. People from Nebraska are nice, but they're not that nice. I've seen some brawls at Memorial Stadium, so you get a little beers to somebody, and they're going to be yelling stuff. So you want to have that ability to walk around, and if you don't win, you can't walk around. And I think that this is from an offensive standpoint, Holgerson, I think that this is his make or break year.
Oh, for sure.
Can he adapt the offense to actually work in Memorial Stadium?
Well,
Jury's out.
You raise a great point here, Bob. The key question is the Holgerson Calandria connection, the winning
Is
connection.
it dinner time in
if it
Nashville
worked-
or something? I can hear the dog going crazy, man. Holy crap.
Sorry.
And that's what I think about that.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This is where I think we are. I mean, it's time for Rhule to put up or shut up. He's a 500 coach. Okay. I love so much about him. I really do. I love what they're doing for the program. The program from the outside looking in looks very desirable, but the results have just been
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
is that
I
right?
agree. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Bob?
give a unique take here. I think, I mean, we can have another average. I think this year we can have another average year. Next year is really important because we have one of the best, if not the best, recruiting class in Nebraska history coming. And we need to, as long as we go 6-6, we keep Matt Rhule for 1 year, one more year. I mean, we have, oh my God, why I'm totally blanking on names. So we got number 1 quarterback coming in. We got
Trey Taylor.
Yeah, thank you. We got some really good wide receivers coming in, and it seems like Ahmad Hudson, who is a very good basketball and football recruit, 5-star in both, who is leading towards Nebraska right now. So I think that's really important that we have at least an okay year to keep Matt Rhule for another year. Call me crazy, even though I don't like him that much as a coach, we still need him.
I think that you guys are being a little negative, and I understand it because I haven't been a Nebraska fan as long or as for a greatest percentage of my life as you guys have. And so I think that we're going to have a little bit better season than people are expecting. I think the consensus is that it's going to be 6-6. And I think that that's a little low for me. Now, I'm not 11-1 or anything crazy like that, but I think that the team's going to surprise people this year. I don't know why.
Let's go through the games.
Let's through the games.
Very quickly. Ohio, I assume that's a win-win-win for everybody?
Okay, I think that we can do Ohio, Bowling Green,
North Dakota.
That's
all wins.
as a package.
All wins.
Okay,
100%.
all okay. Got it. Just
I would say that we would probably get invited to maybe the Bowling Green game because, you got to fill up that stadium. And then our first test arrives at Michigan State in game 4. So we're 3-0 going into that game. Michigan State, I think it's
Pat Fitzgerald now,
Matt
which is a
Fitzgerald,
different ballgame.
Year 1. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, we've done all right versus Northwestern the past few years. Positive winning record over the past 5 years. It's his first big game. I don't think they have any what's called out of conference big games for Michigan State. So I take that as a win.
I think that because it's his first year, they'll see improvement, but not at the expense of Nebraska. So I think that's a win. Then the next game is Maryland.
Okay, I'm calling that a loss.
You're calling Michigan State a loss?
Yes, because I'm being realistic. I'm coming to a new approach this year, being realistic about Matt Rhule. Now, what I hope is that Anthony Calandria changes the game completely, okay? And that I'm 100% wrong. That's what I hope. But based on Matt Rhule's career and his history at Nebraska, a Big Ten game on the road is a loss.
Okay.
Okay?
No comment.
Enjoy the hate. Enjoy the haterade.
Now, Maryland.
Maryland
at home?
is at Nebraska.
Yes.
I think that's a win.
This is where
We beat them on the road last year.
Yeah, but
You just said Big Ten road games are a loss.
guys,
Then the next sentence is, well, we beat them on the road last year.
I think this is going to be a close game like last year. I really don't know which way to go here. I don't know why I'm struggling with this game, but I'll call it a win. I think we're 5 now. We're 5.
Plus, it's on my sister's birthday, which is always a good day.
All right, I'm going to give it a win because it's a home game. Okay.
Okay, and then the state of Nebraska will be out of its mind at 5-0, welcoming in the Hoosiers.
I think regardless of what you think of the outcome, this is going to be a loud game. This is going to be crazy first quarter. I think the wheels will fall off the wagon. I think we will get smoked by Indiana. But
That's a long.
I think that's a loss. But man, that first quarter, that tip off, that's going to be the kickoff. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's and I think it's going to be a loss as well.
Oregon's loss.
You know,
yeah.
Oregon at Oregon is certainly a challenge, and I will say it's a loss, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. You know, Oregon's a paper tiger, and have been a paper tiger forever.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks Oregon, because they could pay players before paying players was cool in the form of Nike merchandise and, and exposure to Nike.
Cool freaking uniforms, man. That's the.
So at this stage of the season, I'm 4-3. You guys are both 5-2, right?
Yep, 5-2.
Yep.
And then it gets interesting. Then you hit the bye week, and you come back and you play Washington.
Is this
up and coming program?
Is this up there, or is this in Lincoln?
It's in Lincoln.
I think that's a win for both. That's a win across the board.
You're thinking we beat Washington 17-13 in the polls. Damon Washington, great quarterback, or Damon Williams. I'm sorry. I think that's a loss.
Yeah. Jed Fish is a good coach.
That's a good team, man. It's a good team.
I do think that they'll pull it out.
It's a home game.
I will never predict a win against a ranked team ever until I see it happen. We are losing to Washington.
Oh, okay.
5-3.
All right.
5-3. We're 5-3.
So
okay.
So Bob, you're at.
I'm at 6-2.
All right, George. And George, you're at. Bob's at 6-2.
I'm at 5-3.
Jay and George are 5-3. Okay.
Then Illinois at Illinois.
I think it's a loss across the board.
I think that's a win. I think it's a win.
You take the fat coach.
Do they Luke Altmaier still, or did Luke Altmaier move him?
No.
Yeah, I think that's a win.
He's gone.
That's a win. They don't have Champaign. Isn't that big of a stadium? That's not too scary. But boy, did you guys check out their?
Yes.
You guys check out their new stadium board? It's bigger than the whole damn stadium itself. They got the biggest freaking video projector in the country.
All right, so George, you're 6-3 at that point.
I'm 6-3, yes, sir.
And Bob, you're 6-2 going into the game. What are you?
7-2 coming out.
Jesus, you guys are bold,
dude. We've been doing this for years. I think a lot of us are very confident.
Or you guys are really smoking the pipe here.
Okay.
Well,
okay. At Rutgers, I think that's
at Rutgers. That's a win.
Okay.
Wait, whoa! I take that a loss. We haven't beat two ranked teams in a row, or we haven't beat two teams on the road in a row in 2 years. No. Since 2005, we haven't beat two road teams in a row. I think Rutgers is a loss.
Past performance is no indicator of future performance. It's simply a guideline.
All right, Bob's at 8. George and I are both at 6-4.
I'm at 8-2.
Ohio State at home.
Loss.
I think that we will lose that game. However, my hot take for Ohio State is that they're not going to be in the Natty this year.
That's not odd. That's not too hot of a take.
They've lost their offensive coordinator, who made all these great wide receivers, and they'll have a surprise loss or two coming into Lincoln. So they won't be ranked as highly as we think, but I still think that they're going to beat the Cornhuskers.
All right, so Bob's at 8-3.
Yeah.
And George and I are both at 6-5 for different reasons. Last game is at Iowa.
At Iowa on the day after Thanksgiving on Friday night. Oh, it's a day game actually this year. It's 11 a.m. I think this is a loss.
Likewise.
And I hate to say it.
Likewise.
I hate to say it.
It's gonna be a mediocre season.
And I say we're gonna win that one. We're gonna go 7-5. And George, you're saying loss 6-6?
Yeah.
All right. So George is all right. So Bob's at 8-4. Commanders at 7-5. Georgia's at 6-6. But here we
I
are.
hate to
But
say,
guys,
I hate
this
to say it, man. I really hate to say 6 and 6.
this is exactly my point, right? We're paying our coach $90 million a year. We're giving him every facility advantage.
$90 million contract, not $90 million bucks a year.
Sorry, I call it $90 million contract. Every facility advantage you could imagine. Great school like the business school. Our friend, Kathy Farrell is running the 7th or 8th ranked online MBA in the country. We have great programs. It's a great city. It's a great program. It's a great school. We have volleyball. We have other sports that are just absolutely, dominating in the NCAA. And Nebraska is just a middling player, right? So in my 4th year, on a podcast, which we founded in conjunction with Matt Rhule's hire, I think we all need to take a serious look at this thing. This is average performance.
For sure. Totally agree.
Okay.
You know what? But
Yeah.
I want, this might sound interesting. I'm excited to go into a year not overly optimistic. Every year, every year since Matt Rhule has been our coach, I've been like, 9-3, 8-4, 10-2. I think I said 11-1 on one of the podcasts. So,
Yep.
New year, guys.
We were all thinking it was the year 3 leap.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. So George and I happened to run into Matt Rhule at the Sky Club at Minneapolis. Now, truth be told, he was with his family, and so we both kind of walked up gingerly to say hello, and it was very clear at the moment that was not the thing to do. So we backed out really, really quickly. But we could have been more excited to see him.
Maybe he recognized you from the Sunday Morning Quarterback podcast.
Yeah. And after this podcast, we're never going to get him on for sure.
Yeah, we've said too many negative things about Matt Rhule. He is not even going to look at this podcast, man.
But hey, guys, I of all people, a lifetime fan. I'm 62 years old. Literally, have been the fan of this program my entire life. Would love to be disproved.
Oh yeah,
and I would totally embrace it. But I will build a statue myself in my
a statue of yourself to celebrate Nebraska.
Yeah,
doing
you need a statue. You need a statue of yourself. I mean, it's called. Have you seen your house? Have you seen your house? That's your statue.
You know, that's something you would definitely do. Now that I think of it,
a statue myself.
If Nebraska wins 7 games, I would build a statue of myself.
Because I predicted
put it
myself.
in my front yard. In my front
It'll
yard.
be made of gold. It'll be made of gold.
I would go the statue of Matt Rhule in my front yard if we won 7 games. More, 7 plus games. That's what I would do.
You know what? You're predicting 7-5, so you better get started on the statue.
Games, you're making a statue in the front yard. Wow, it's unique.
So here's a question: why is Nebraska middle of the pack? You're a blue blood. You have all this great history. Why middle of the pack? What's missing?
Coaches.
Look. I'm a Tom Osborne guy. Look, it was these guys back in the day. They were just the best, maybe the best coaching you could ever have when you had
150 guys on the taxi squad.
That's the other thing. The walk-on program was pretty phenomenal. And back then, the TV thing was limited to several colleges. Nebraska happened to be one that dominated TV, so that's changed everything a lot. But now the NIL thing, I think, levels the playing field. Nebraska's got some extremely deep pockets with no debt, so Nebraska can definitely compete in that arena. But you got to have look. At the end of the day, Kurt Signetti. Look at him. It comes down to coaching. It comes down to
really all it is. It's all it is, man.
It comes down to coaching.
Roster.
Kurt Signetti.
Everything about Nebraska is there other than the coaching fit. We've talked about this 5 times already today, but facilities,
the resources.
They
have the resources for NIL. There's no excuses anymore. Yeah. Nebraska has what it takes to win in this modern day age. And we've got to do it. And we've got to encourage them to do it as fans of the program. We are fans of the program. We're consistent. We've been doing this for 4 years. We love Nebraska. We want Nebraska to be successful. Nebraska needs to be successful. And those that are being paid $90 million over 10 years ought to be accountable to deliver that. Full stop. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, there you go.
And
Full
with that said, Bob Frady, take us out.
Wait a second. That was very abrupt.
Yeah,
That's- I feel like we were on a date and you just kicked me out of the car. Like,
I think it's the message.
I'm done with you.
I think it's the message we want to deliver this year, though. This is our 4th year. We love this program.
It doesn't matter how many years we have in it. We have a whole life in it. You know, it's like, listen, we're fans. We support the team. And if the team sucks, yeah, heads gotta roll. But if the team does better than we expect, and you always got to think that your team's gonna do well. You can't go into this season like we're terrible. You know, we're like, you know, in the Water Boy, where all the cheerleaders were all hammered before the game. You know, you
Sort of feels.
you can't be like
It
that.
feels like Southeastern Western Louisiana State University. That's where Waterboy went. That's the place, man. So it feels to be a Nebraska fan is that opening scene.
Where's Mr. Coach Klein? All right. So I think we're gonna do better than people think.
Good. Let's go.
Maybe I'm just an optimist.
It's your 4th year in a row saying
But you know what? Hey, they had a bowl game. What, 2 years
Dad,
in
is
a
that
row?
your ChatGPT script right there?
It is, man. I got
It
the
might-
AI. I got the
So,
AI.
guys, if
It
you're-
might be the. Oh, what did the AI predict we were going to be this year? Did it happen to be 7.5?
Yeah, it's like, right the same. Yeah.
Because I just read it.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. You know. So,
All right.
All right,
Who was taking us out this time?
you ready? Go Big Red!
go Big Red!
Big Red. Cheers.